Good morning. So I get a couple hours to myself this morning, and so I'm going to try this new project. So what I'm trying to do is make a queen size quilt entirely on the long arm. It's going to be a raw edge quilt, and so let me show you what I've set up so far. So here's my long arm machine, and the first thing that I did is I created this guideline that goes all the way across the top just using my channel lock. Then I laid out these Layercake pieces that I had already prepared by just glue tacking down this 1.5 inch strip that I cut out of yardage. It's from Kate Spain. I think it's like the Voyager line or something. Anyways, I think it's kind of pretty. And so this is going to be our first row. And I'm just going to use an off-white glide thread, and I'm going to tack this down. And then maybe we might go back with like a blue to put on these additional pieces and to quilt and sew these additional pieces on. All right, so let's get started. Okay, so I have my channel lock in place, and I've already brought up my bottom thread, and now I'm just going to walk it all the way across. I also have my ruler table on, my ruler plate. So let's see how this goes. So there were definitely some lessons learned from just that quick pass. First, I have now changed, you can see, I have changed my foot to the glide foot. You can see it's rounded. You see it? Yeah, kind of. Okay. I did have on a ruler foot, so took that off since I'm not using a ruler, and I think that's going to really help when we go over those raw edges that are sticking out. The other thing that I realized is that, any fluctuations you make in the tension of that fabric is also going to result in like a not straight line. So that's fine. I think I'm going to continue with just the off-white thread. It's nice, it blends in even on the print fabric. So yeah, I'm going to put this on, and then I'm going to start doing all the little lines, all the little strips. We're going to quilt those down, and then we get to lay out, I think, the next layer. Okay, so it is all sewed down, and you can see there was definitely a learning curve. Like this side is really thick compared to this edge here, but I do get better as we go along. And I just went up and over, or down, up and over, and then I started using my ruler also at the top, which I think was a good move, and then down and up, right? And the main thing is that the raw edge of the off-white cotton is caught underneath in this little strip, and so the only raw edge we have is just from this cute strip. And then we're also going to put some sashing that goes along here once we get the next layer on. So I'm going to go ahead and set up the next layer. I definitely got better as I went along for the most part. And yeah, I'm excited about the next row. So I only have a small long arm, right? 15 inch pro. So one watch out is how much movement and how much space you can actually cover, because you want to be able to cover that next 10 inches. So I had to roll this up a little bit more than I had planned. And so that way I have, you know, and also with the ruler table, it actually decreases your range of motion. So now I can go just to where I need to go. And yeah, I'll start laying out. Okay, so I have my whole second row laid out on the long arm. And I'm going to sew it, I think, in a pretty similar way to the way I did before. I'm going to do that top long row stitch, another stitch on the bottom, and then I'm going to work on quilting the middle and sewing in the sashing pieces. So I've finished quilting that second row. I have kind of a loopy meander and then straight rows for the sashing. And then I just wander into the flower and I like kind of echo around the area of the flower, and then I spiral out and then do another echo so I can get out the side, meander, sashing.